It's me, your boy Babikee.
Babikee.
Babikee, say it with your chest.
Babikee.
Yeah.
Babikee from Florida is in the building.
Yes.
Okay, you from Florida. What part of Florida are you from?
I'm from West Palm Beach, Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County in it, bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have to ask this. This is the first thing I have to ask because we pronounced your name wrong so many times. Don't look at me like this because you did too.
I feel like you're gonna take my question, but go ahead.
No, where did that name come from?
That name was like a mother talking to her baby, and it really was like Goo Goo Gaga. Like it really, that's what it really came from. Like Goo Goo Gaga, and it just ended up coming to Babikee. And so all my family back home in Florida, that's what they call me, Babikee. And like I said, I embraced the name. I didn't embrace the name growing up. I didn't like the name. And I used to go by another name, which was Trouble. And I just thought Babikee would be, once I grasped understanding of Babikee, I wanted to go by Babikee.
That's what's up. So did it ever come to a point, like as you got older, you was like, man, that's not my name no more. I'm grown. Don't call me that no more.
Nah, actually, when I got older, it was more like finding myself when I started calling myself Babikee.
That's what's up.
You know, because like I said, it started off like Goo Goo Gaga type shit, right?
Yeah.
And then one day, it's crazy, but one day I don't want to go into what I was doing, but I was dealing with this dude who was a lawyer, and I hadn't seen him in a minute. His wife would be like, "Hey, my husband want to holler at you. My husband want to holler at you." So one day when we ran across each other again, and he was like, "Man, what does Babikee mean?" And I told him the same thing. He was like, "You see how things descend on a need to know basis?" He was like, "Your mom's calling you an African king, and she didn't even know what she was calling you."
Oh wow!
Is that what they mean?
Yeah. So it was an African king's name.
Okay.
So you know, and like I said, she was calling me that, and she didn't know what she was calling me. And then once I grasped understanding of that, that's what it was.
Okay. So you're a rapper.
I'm an artist.
You're an artist. Okay.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit.
I feel it. I respect it.
Most of us are.
How did you get into the music?
I got into the music. I always was into the music. Like I ain't gonna even lie, DMX. I had my first cassette from DMX, and I used to know his shit frontwards and backwards. Oh, my bad. It's cool.
You cool.
You good. Right, keep going.
Because it's gonna come out sometimes like that. But I had his cassette, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. And I knew it, like I said, frontwards and backwards. And so, you know, one day my cousin June, back home in Florida, he told me like, "Oh, if you can rap his shit like that, you can rap your shit. You can rap your damn stuff." Because I knew it frontwards and backwards, everything. Like, and so, you know, that started it, but I still ain't pursue it until I moved to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And when I moved to Georgia, this same cousin George, I had ended up getting in the studio and recording my first song. And I wanted my people to like the shit. So I'm, you know what I mean? But I didn't get a reaction from them that I thought. And June, he happened to just come home from work one day and just listen to what I did. Like I was in the house asleep. And he woke me up, "Cuz, nigga, you got a hit. And I'm like, oh shit, like I ain't, you know what I mean? It was just like, damn, okay. And that moment inspired me to keep going. Like ever since then, I ain't looked back on it. You know what I mean? I was like 14 years old, so I never looked back on it.
You're an artist / actor. Your sister, shout out to your sister, Miss X. I know she tuned in right now. She been on it. Shout out to her. Yeah. She said that you do some acting. Mm-hmm. That's true, right? Like, where did that come about? So you're an artist / actor.
Well, acting, we always used to do that because, you know, we grew up kind of like, we had to make fun and have fun and make the best of the shit we grew up around. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I used to always imitate like Jim Carrey and Martin.
Can you please do it right now, please?
I really can't do it because I don't even want it not to be funny.
So I was gonna say, so that means you must be funny.
I could be funny because I'm gonna tell the truth. True shit be funny.
You right.
You know what I mean? It's like hitting the funny bone. But it's funny to everybody else. But yeah. You know, I can tell you some real shit. Like I can say something that's gonna you like, you know what I mean. But I'm good at. I might just bust out in the middle of some shit. So just be looking at.
I do want to ask you, how long have you been doing music itself?
Honestly, most of my life. Like for the majority of my life, I've been doing music. Like for the majority of my life, I've been doing music. Like for real. Like given the age that I'm at, I'm 33.
Okay. still young.
And I've been doing music since like I said, 14. So the better half of my life now, like, you know what I mean? And since the age 15, like consecutively, like every year, it's not a year that I took a break from doing music. So my vocabulary and vernacular is all the way up there with the canal to the wordplay.
So since you've been doing music mostly all your life,
yeah.
So how do you feel about the industry in today's time, and like how I wouldn't even say the trials of trying to break through the industry, but how do you feel about the industry today versus, you know, from when you were coming up?
Well, as far as I ain't know nothing about the industry when I was coming up. I was just trying to do music, not knowing the business of it. But the industry, how I view it is like, as far as with the music that they're able to put out, like that's self-explanatory when you can't get on the radio and say some shit that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's self-explanatory with what's going on. Like only a fool could look at what's going on and not understand what's going on. And, you know, man, I don't let that play in my life with what I do, because I know what I got going on. I know who I am, and I know what I can do. I don't kiss the ass for the go forward. I don't do that. You know what I mean? I stay in my own lane with it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you know, it's no wrong way to do it because it's art. But at the same time, it's like when you see the pattern of what makes sense getting shunned upon, you learn to understand this shit. Gotcha. You learn to see what it is, and you learn like, okay, it might not be what I thought it was. Like, that might not really be for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, given the type of person that I am, that's, you know, that's how I see it. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? So if it happened, and I'm setting myself up in the position to be able to negotiate my situation, you dig what I'm saying? So if that was the route to go,
right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to negotiate what I want things to be like. So
okay, so you came in here with all the apparel, the shirts, hats.
Yeah,
I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. So tell us about it. Outergy.
Outergy.
Is that right?
Yeah, outergy.
Okay, so tell us first of all, what does outergy mean?
Okay, outergy is like energy being something you take in. Outergy is something you put out. So you set the tone. Outergy is the tone you set. Whatever tone you set is your outergy. So it's the vibe. It's what you feel. It's just the term for it. Instead of calling it energy, we call it outergy.
I can dig it.
I like that. What you put out, you got to be mindful these days of the energy that you do put out.
Right, because you know it's about self-checking.
Right.
It's about self-checking. It's about checking yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Once you check yourself, you know how to go about every other human being.
Exactly, because kind of like an example, like you could have came in here today with a bananas attitude, and we probably just would have been so mellow. We probably wouldn't even.
Right. Exactly. And that's why I said it at the beginning. It depends on the vibe, because I done been in interviews where I was like, man, listen, I really wanted to get up and walk about that shit. You know what I mean? But
wow, really?
I sat there and I just, since they was acting dumb, I was acting dumb. They was asking crazy questions, and like it was like they was trying to rub the person was trying to rub me the wrong way, and it was like, damn. And you know, sometimes people can't see what you see or you feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm looking, I'm like, why is she asking these dumbass questions that have nothing to do with what I'm trying to?
It's just like, it makes me cringe when I watch and hear other interviews, and it's just like,
yeah, it's like, what are you trying to make me look bad? Are you trying to, what are you trying to do? You trying to help me promote? Are you trying to help me? You trying to destroy what I'm trying to do? Like, nah.
Now, I was on your Instagram page probably a couple of days ago. I saw that you did a performance at, was it Black Ink Atlanta here?
Yeah, I had a.
Where'd that come about? How'd you get it up with Caesar, and how did that happen?
Well, my manager, Mercedes.
Shout out to Mercedes, man. Mercedes be on it.
Yep, she was on his ass just like she was on y'all.
Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Sis.
Yeah, she was relentless. She was relentless.
Definitely. Well, we're gonna get into one more song. We're gonna get into some more music, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into your music and have you tell us more about your music. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
All right. This is Pop That on Hits 92.3.
Yeah. Up in the.
Sound like a club banger to me.
Yeah, it is.
Was that the inspiration? You was just in the club one day vibing and
what
was the inspiration with that?
The inspiration was what I was talking about. Up in there.
Because there's two type of up in there that I thought about when I heard it.
Right. Whatever you up in, whatever your vibe is, when you hear up in there, that's what you up in there with. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. Like when I was talking about up in there, I was talking about like I was talking about a lot of stuff. Like I was talking about a lot of stuff.
What, Steve?
I just already know.
Not but
I wasn't even.
Look at
see,
you.
I wasn't even talking about that.
She
I'm talking about up in the club. I'm not.
You up in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got from it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah. So tell us more about Up in There. Like, we see where you got your inspiration from.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to like you writing, do you do like, I know a lot of people nowadays, no pen, no pencil, or do you actually sit down, listen to the beat, jot down your words, and then you know?
Really, I have like different ways of going about a song.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear a track that I can't come up with something real quick with, them be the ones that I sit down and write to, because they like I gotta go into my bag.
Gotcha.
But you know, a simple beat that's just like, okay, you know, some beats just real catchy that it tells you what to say.
Right.
And some beats tell you what they say, but you gotta listen deeper. Right. You get what I'm saying? And that'd be the best music.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Like sometimes I go in there and I punch in. I don't like to go in the studio and write. I got my own setup, so I like to do it at home. You know what I mean? So I do pre-production at home, and then when I go in the studio, I know it all by heart, so I don't have to read nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't freestyle it. I punch in, or I'll write it. So that's the technique that I use.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. If you could collab with any rapper, singer in the world, any of them, who would it be? If I could collab with a singer, and this is actually a dream, I would like to do something with Anita Baker, as far as a singer.
Yeah.
And as far as a rapper, I'm just a fan. I'm you know, I don't know who I would say as a rapper. It wouldn't be nobody like
old school, new school.
Oh, okay.
Anybody.
Well, new school, you know, I like Kevin Gates' wave. Like I like how he do his thing. Like how he open with where he don't have no filter with his shit. And I don't wanna like, you know, I don't know really, but as far as an older rapper, or like somebody that's been in the game, I like to do something with like Jay-Z, Trick Daddy. I like to do something with Trick Daddy, like, you know what I mean? Like that's somebody.
I can see that.
Right, I like to do something with Trick Daddy.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? Because they, you know, Trick raised a lot of us. So, I mean, yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, other than those three and collabing, give me three artists that you would say is inspiration for you?
Number one, Anita Baker. Mm-hmm. Number two, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And number three,
Why Michael Jackson?
Why Michael Jackson? Because he was like, he showed you how hard work, like he went hard in his work, like, and he had the good work ethic, like that's what he breathed, like, you know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? It's like shit. Mike had people fainting for him. Like, it was just what he was. You know what I mean? It was what he was. Like, he had racist motherfuckers fainting for him. Like, you can't get no, you know what I mean? Like, your aura can't be no stronger than that. You know what I mean? So, Michael Jackson most definitely. And as far as a rapper in those top three, it would be like Jay-Z.
Okay.
And, you know, and then there's other artists, like, you know, that there's not, like, they're not, like, they mainstream, but they not on the scene, that I love to get to work with, because they got a message and they got something bigger to bring to the table. And I you know what I mean, like I've been up under them as far as listening to them. So, but as far as the mainstream entertainer, it would be like Anita Baker, Michael Jackson, and Jay-Z.
Okay. So you said you're 33, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do you see yourself musically in the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years? Like, where do you see yourself at? What position do you see yourself in?
I see myself in the next 3 to 5 years as either a manager, or, you know, I already have an entertainment company, so I see my entertainment company thriving and signing artists, like finding talent, like finding real good talent, like, you know what I mean, using my ears. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I would want to be molding my son and my daughter. They both got gifts, so, you know what I mean, that's why I see it. You know what I mean? So that's it. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into your song, Up in There.
Up in there.
Y'all, this is Babikee with
Babikee.
Up in There.
Up in there. All the way up in there. All the way up in there. All the shit that I done seen.